Thanks so much, Kevin. And now we're delighted to welcome the folks from Burundi Friends International. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Now, tell me, so your native land is Burundi. I know you're here in New England now, but tell us about a little bit about Burundi, and then we're going to talk about the organization.
Burundi, it's my hometown, a beautiful country in East Central Africa, where I grew up. Just very joyful place. Warm, contrary to where we are here. So it's a great country, really. I think I enjoy living in Burundi. I was born and raised in Burundi and left, to come to college in the U.S. And I'm still going back every year. And it's really very peaceful for me to be going back and just, rejuvenate myself to some extent when I go back, because I can slow down a little bit from the craziness of first world to the third world, where can be able to.
And raising twins.
Exactly, that's correct. Yeah, that's correct.
So tell me how this all started. I heard something about it started at a retreat from our good friend Anne-Marie David here at Catholic TV. So tell me how the organization started.
So Burundi Friends International was started in 2007 with a group of friends from Newman Center. I used to go to a Catholic church at UCSD, which was a Newman Center Catholic church, and I went to a women retreat. And out of that retreat, that's how BFI was born, which is actually Burundi Friends International. And they helped me to actually really get off the ground and figure out what we're going to do. And we've been just, very fortunate now to have Julie, which actually I was in her choir. Julie was a choir director at the Newman Center when I was going to that church back then.
Soprano.
So I somehow got her to come along, and she's been with us since 2010. It was the first time she actually went to Burundi with me, and we've been really very, grateful and blessed to have her
on our story,
on our
born
team.
of, a gathering of women at a retreat, So tell me then, what's a typical day like in the executive director role at Burundi Friends?
It's different every day,
Sure.
which is a part of what I love about it. And part of it is watching programming over in Burundi. We now have 33,000 students in 75% of the country. So Burundi is very small. It's the size of Maryland, which is helpful in that when I go and we can visit a lot of our different areas and clubs. And so teaching English is part of what we do, which leads to economic empowerment for a lot of our youth and women. And so part of my job is overseeing programming and curriculum. And then here in the United States, because Burundi is relatively unknown,
Sure.
is to get the news out that we're not just bordering Rwanda. We're a country of 11 million people with 46% under the age of 15.
Wow.
For all different kinds of reasons and with all sorts of challenges. But I think the great thing about BFI is that we help recognize the dignity in Burundians, and we're working with amazing women there and youth to empower them and create more opportunities. That's what they're asking us for, is please just provide us English education so we can be part of the East African community, and we can then build up ourselves. So we're not huge fundraising capacity right now, but I think we make great use of the funds that come in to go directly over to empower Burundians.
Sure. And so you still have family there. You mentioned earlier your
Yes,
mom
I do.
is there.
That's correct.
So what's that like to bring access to these resources? And when we said it was an educational show, clearly, that's what you ladies are about. It's tremendous.
Yep.
So what's that like for you then, to be home and to be stimulating such academic pursuits and betterment?
Yeah. I think first and foremost for me, education was very important, which is why I'm sitting here talking to you.
Sure.
I was very blessed to have an incredible education, and actually that led me to an incredible career as well, and then which is also why I'm able now to go back home and help my own people, which also is one of the reasons we also have education as one of our pillar for the organization. So it's very rewarding for me, because I know that with a great education you have hope. You have a potential to actually, get yourself out of poverty. Burundi is one of the poorest countries in the world, as you probably know.
Yeah.
So if you can get educated, you have a chance to one day maybe get out of poverty. So for us to actually be able to go to Burundi, and we ship this container full of books and computers, and we transform those containers into libraries, so people have a chance to actually come somewhere where they can learn something that's worthwhile. Like in this, this time, like English for us is very important. Because English opens the door to the future, to commerce, because Burundi is traditionally a French-speaking country. So it has been really very rewarding for me personally to actually see the students that have come out of, our English club. Some of them came through. We have some who actually received scholarships to come to study here in the U.S. And some of them went back and can actually be able to, help others. We are in 18 different provinces around the country. Over 30,000 students, in our BFI group, from any age, from 5-year-old to 95 years old, who are actually curious. Some of them just want to kind of, get together in a community when they feel like it's a safe place for them to go, when they are learning together, they are exchanging together. And those groups have actually, transformed themselves into other branches when they actually are doing more things than just learning English, like, how can they support each other? Now there are, environmental groups that come out of it. Now there are, entrepreneurship groups that have come out of it. So it's really, for me, there is nothing that brings me more joy. I tell people every day, money really will never get you joy, but really helping another person that would never have another chance to be touched. And for me to see those people being touched and actually seeing their lives being transformed, there is no more joy than that.
Oh, that's so beautiful. That's beautifully said. And it echoes really what Father Katsouris said about, he's offering these students an opportunity that they probably couldn't have even imagined. Then once they have the opportunity, they imagine more imaginings, it's amazing. So tell us about the work here in the United States, the Friends, and so let us know about the website, what people can find there.
Thank you. I'll start with the website before I forget. So it's bufri.org for Burundi Friends International. And we have quite a team since Jeanine we started in San Diego. Now we're on in the East Coast and West Coast. So we have a lot of volunteers to help us.
Great. So we encourage all of our viewers to take a look at that. You've been just giving us a great look-see at the organization. And we thank all of you for joining us here on This Is the Day. And I hope you have a great weekend. And we'll see you again on Tuesday for a live show.